Welcome to another Minecraft tutorial. In this case we're gonna be making a mob farm or an XP farm, and we're gonna turn these into this. So let's get right into it. For the start, what we need to do is to dig the floor and put some torches to make sure that nothing is going to spawn. The next thing you want to do is make sure that from the spawner there is at least 5 blocks in every direction. Now it should look something like this. I recommend doing now another block dip. Now what we want to do is choose an area where we want to receive the experience. In this case it's going to be here, and what you want to do is prepare it. This is just an example of how you can make the experience room. What I've done here is choose where you want the skeletons, in this case, to fall into. So in this case I've done a column of glass panels and a few here in the ends. What you want to do is also put an anvil and in the chest perhaps if you want, or a grinding stone, an enchanting table to make it easier, some boxes just to store whatever comes out of it. Yeah, but this works for skeletons. If you do a zombie one, it's the same principle, but what you need to do is find some slabs of whatever type of slab you want, and what I would do is put it on the sides like such. Let me see, that's wrong. And what you want to do is put another slab there, another slab there, another slab there, and leave that gap at the bottom, and you can just come in and hit them and kill them. That's how you get the experience. So this is just a simple example, and what you want to do as well is have a door to go outside again, or to your base, or whatever you want to do, and another one that goes right inside for maintenance. And make sure you keep this room lit always so that nothing spawns. So this is how it looks now. I quite like this design. I really like the contrast, and now that we've got all the decoration done, let's get to the technical bit. So we need water now, and what you want to do is put water right here, everywhere, and now you'll push it straight to here. What you want to do is mine these blocks and make it look like this. Hello, and yeah, this is what you do with this style of farm. What you want to do is make sure everything flows into the middle. So how do you do this? So what you want to do is make sure that, obviously we moved 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blocks, so you want to move another 3 blocks so that it makes 8 and the water is at its maximum, and it looks like this. And what you want to do is do the same on the other side. It doesn't matter if it's a bit dipped in, you can also fill it in like this if you want. It doesn't really matter, the mobs won't be going that way. But now what you want to do is put it here so that it goes into the middle, which means that anything that falls into that area falls into the middle. You can also do it that it only goes to one side. I like this way because it looks really good. So now what you want to do is put water there. After 4 blocks you want to dip down for 3 blocks, and then you want to put a fence at the end and a salt sand here. That way the mobs automatically will jump on top of the salt sand like this. Done. And they'll eventually push each other inside, and you want to put 3 signs here so that the water doesn't flow that way, like this. It's really important. Amazing. So that should be one bit done. So if we go back this way, that way, perfect. So what we want to do now is, in this case, well, I had to sort things here with the water, but the block we've chosen for it to spawn, what we want to do is from this block where they are going to fall, but careful, they might actually fall into them ones. So if it's a zombie one, I would just recommend not using them and just using flat ones like that. Just still use the slabs like such, but just make sure that this fall into one block. You can later make them go everywhere, but what you want to do with skeletons is go 22 high. With that height, the skeleton will fall and you will be able to kill it just with one hit. With zombies, you want to go a bit higher, but zombies will always take 2 hits to kill, so just use the sword and sweeping edge and get everything at once. That's recommended anyway. So what you want to do is go high 22 blocks from here. So this is 58, so 22 blocks higher. We'll see you in a minute. So this should be 22 blocks high. To check, what you need to do is put a skeleton. Well, you can't really put a skeleton in survival, but what we're going to do is just push him inside if he wants to go inside. There you go. And now at the end it should look something like this. Done. You bash him once and he dies. So now that you've got the pillar here, I would always recommend put it first on the end area. That way what you can do is just put it all together. So let's show how to do that now. So once you are here, what you want to go is all the way up. That's it. So this is now the start of all the mobs where they're gonna go, and that's the end. So what we want to do is do a column just like that and put it in the other side. So I've connected it now and it looks something like this. You can always put some decoration and lights here because nothing's going to spawn here, so it doesn't really matter. You're just transporting them. And what you want to do now is find kelp. You might need loads of kelp. The first thing you need is water. From the very top, I would always go, depending on how far you need to transport the actual skeletons mobs, I would actually just recommend making sure you've got enough headroom to drop the water and still be 22 blocks. So what I'm gonna do is just put it a bit higher than it would normally be, and then what you do is reset the water by putting one block, then take it all out and just put as many blocks as you need. We'll find out in a minute, but for now you can just fill in the sides, and once you've got plenty of room to go down later on in a bit, what you want to do is fill all this with kelp. Like such. What this is going to do is that is going to pretty much shoot to the sky all the mobs that go in it. How? Well, apparently Minecraft newest update, if you've got something like this and you bash the very bottom, well, that will fill everything with air. All the kelp will transform into air, which will just make you go flying everywhere. So it also works with items, so quite fun. Let's finish it, and this is how it looks like. let me just show you inside. So in the end I had to raise these 3 blocks on top of the 22, so you're looking at about 25 blocks, moving the bricks around 7 blocks and then dip down, and then another 7 blocks and dip down. That way the flow of water keeps going till there is nothing. If you've timed it wrong, just put a sign at the end and then you'll make sure that no water flows in, and it works the same way. Then it should be 22 blocks fall here for the skeleton, half a heart, so that you can destroy them with a punch. Okay, another thing is important that you put a stair there, that way when they come they get pushed out. So that would be 1, 2 and the 3rd block, staircase facing that way. If we close these out and we fake being ourselves skeletons, we come through here. Let's let ourselves go in the same way that we've got planned for the skeleton. So we'd come here, they'll push themselves eventually, they will go up here, with that they'll get pushed out and then they'll fall to their death, slowly fall to their death. Yeah. And yeah, that's the full thing. So let's just try it out now. So it should look something like this. You can also put redstone on the walls and on the floor and on the ceiling and be able to toggle it. If you want it on or if you want it off, it's up to you. What I would do is really have it far from your base and just walk away. You turn it off that way as well. So let's take out the torches. We might be able to see it spawn. Make sure that there is no lights within this main thing. And if we take out this, it doesn't matter about that light because it'll make it so that the mobs choose to spawn on this side, which will be faster actually. So make sure that you don't destroy the spawner, especially in creative mode. Let me see. That's it. As soon as you take out the things, they'll start spawning. And what you can do, as you can see, is trying to not fall, is fighting against gravity itself, but it just doesn't work. Okay, so what we're gonna do now is test how good it works. If I can get through, anyway. So let's just wait for a bit and see what happens. I think I'm gonna turn that back into. Whoop, that's it. First guy, because it's not a zombie one. I'm not that bothered. What I'm gonna do is just make a mess. I'm just gonna turn it back as how it was. You don't need the slab, so let's just wait for a little bit and see what happens. Hello? Yeah, so it's working really well. I mean, look at that explosion of materials. Awesome. Another thing that you could do to improve this thing is, as you could see, they attacked me very violently. So what we're gonna do is make some adjustments. In this case, what we're gonna do is glass instead of panels. And because it's a skeleton one, again, we don't need any of this. It'll just make them make it a lot easier for them to hit us. Then what you could do is really good. The other thing that I would do is most likely put a hopper and put it aiming that way. and then just fill in the rest like normal. Done. And what you want to do is, if you want to make it look a bit better, you can always put a carpet there. I would just leave it like that. And it should go in already. So that's another way that you could do it. And the last thing I would do is put a slab. Any type of slab on top, so that they can't spawn in there. That's another thing you should do. And yeah, that's done. And I hope you guys enjoyed it, and that you can have loads of fun and experience, because I know I will. Take care.